Did y'all know there was a Tour de France in Malaysia in 1941? Too soon? We all know that the Japanese conquered Malaya in World War II. They could have come through here, maybe even here. But why did they come through all the way up here? And why did they use bicycles? Actually, the crown jewel they wanted was Singapore, arguably Britain's most well-defended base in Southeast Asia, with giant cannons and forts facing the sea. But what about Singapore's backside facing JB? That's why the Japanese belakang mari. The Japanese came from 3 key entry points in the upper part of Malaya. One was Kota Baru, and the other 2 were actually in South Thailand, located close to Malaya's border. Wait a minute. Last time don't have ways. How did the Japanese even know where to go? Before the war started, spies were sent to Malaya and Thailand to gather info for their upcoming invasion. One of them even walked along lonely beaches to measure tide patterns in water depth. Macam emo tapi bukan. They even had secret discussions with the Thai Prime Minister at the time, so that they'll have free passage through Thailand to get to Malaya. After reaching Malaya through Thailand, the Japanese stole bicycles from the locals that they sold to them before the war, because they knew that it would be much quieter and faster to travel in them. When they needed to cross rivers, they just carried their bikes on their shoulders and went across. Even when their tires wore out, they continued riding in the rims. Walao! When the Japanese were on their way to Singapore, they got into a few battles with Malaya's defenders. The Battle of Jitra was their first clash, followed by the capture of Kampar in just 4 days, just to make it in time as a New Year's present for Emperor Hirohito. As they moved downwards, their cruelty started getting worse, and it was shown during the Battle of Slim River and the Battle of Muar. And since the defenders kept retreating south very quickly, Kuala Lumpur fell without a fight. Towards the end of their conquest, 23,000 Japanese soldiers attacked Singapore by boat, and by walking over the bridge that links Singapore and Malaya. They got hold of the main water supply and murdered all the patients at the Alexandra Military Hospital, on top of winning small battles with the Allied soldiers. Now, sieges in World War II usually lasted anywhere from a few weeks to a few months. But how long did the Japanese take to capture Singapore? 1 week! At the end of that week, Lieutenant General Arthur Percival ran out of options and could not counterattack. So on the 15th of February 1942, he and his surrender party met with Japanese Lieutenant General Yamashita to officially surrender Singapore to the Japanese. This was a huge blow for the British Army because they never thought that the Japanese could defeat them, much less complete their conquest of the whole Malayan peninsula in a short span of 70 days. So we reckon there are loads more World War II Malaya stories we can do. If you've got an idea, let us know in the comments below. And as usual, keep it here on Chili Sauce for more current issues tambah pedas. And sometimes, emo beach walks?